Alrighty, let's kind of get into some of the ways in which we can turn some of this stuff into reality. We are going to focus on back office automation use cases, and we're doing that because I won't even bother to ask you to put your hands up, because I know all of you have manual tasks in your businesses still, despite being an AI company. So do we, which is always annoying to me that we're not automating the hell out of everything. But there's a long way to go, right? We are getting better at automation, but there's still a heck of a long way to go. Kind of talked about this this morning in the education section, so kind of now looking at some of this tooling that is available for us to be able to do some of this stuff. I'm going to roll through 3 different kind of stages of the journey. So I'm going to show you a platform for rapid prototyping, and then how to have some of those tools connected to your data and operating in your business, and then give you an example of one of the autonomous AI assistants that we've got. It's a little straw poll. Who prefers the word assistant over agent? Can we go show of hands for agent? Sorry, assistant? Yeah, I thought so. Agent makes me a little bit worried. Like when I first started talking to people about AI agents, it's like, what do you mean, like the FBI are spying on me type stuff? So we're going to stick with assistants rather than agents. Technically, in AI lingo, it is an agent, but for those that aren't AI geeks, we'll stick with assistants. Great. So you can go straight here. I'm going to show you some of these things, but there's a link there to a whole bunch of prototypes that we create. When we do kind of workshops and some talking stuff, I normally create a prototype literally on the fly kind of before going into the meeting. It's really that easy. So you can go there, but I'll pull up some of those now. He says, oh, look at that. That does work wonderfully. So for those AWS people in the room, this is an AWS platform that none of you seem to use. But I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. It's called Party Rock, which is an awesome, groovy name. It was clearly designed and built for developers by developers. Even the name sounds a bit geeky. But in here is a whole bunch of stuff that we built. So I just want to give you a quick demo. Who is on the daily overwhelmed by how many unread emails they have? Yeah, everybody. It is the bane of everyone's life. So we built this little daily inbox planner. I'm just going to put in some synthetic data. So it's not really my inbox. Don't worry, lawyer. It's definitely nobody's inbox. It's all synthetic. And then basically what it does, it goes through, pulls all that data through, kind of goes through and goes, these are the most important ones. It understands why they're the most important, and then comes up with a little schedule on the things that you should do based on those priorities. And then, so this is clearly, there's going to be no disruptions. It's going to be a full 9-to-5 day. And then it kind of drafts some of the responses to those emails, right off the bat. So again, this is a prototype, but this is a common problem we all have, right? We've got too many emails. What do we do first? We get distracted by people. We don't get done what we wanted to get done. And so therefore, this type of tool, again, we're a Google Workspace for all of our kind of operational tools. And yeah, you've got kind of auto kind of complete or kind of that kind of stuff with Gemini. You can got suggestive responses, but it doesn't go to this level of analysis to go, this is what's important, why it's important, and how to schedule this kind of stuff. Copilot, for Outlook's going to start working towards that. But if you've got other information or other sources, trying to pull it all together is going to be a bit of a problem. See you, Nicole. So this is something which can be made real. This is not like Jetsons pie in the sky stuff. This is something which, with the technology I'll show you next, is something that we're working towards. The next one, is it this one I think I'm going to show you? Maybe. In Wellington, it's been a doom and gloom down in Wellington. Everyone's losing their jobs, which means every job that is available, there's a hell of a lot of applicants. Justin kindly gave everybody the tools to be able to apply for jobs, even if you don't want to turn up for the interview. And there are lots of other tools which are actually helping people apply for jobs at scale, create the cover letter, so on and so forth, which means all those inboxes for jobs@nameyourcompany.com have got a ton of CVs. I had a meeting with New Zealand Police yesterday, and for one contact center job in Kapiti, they had 220 applicants. So someone has to spend the time reviewing all those CVs, or you pay a wonderful recruitment consultant to do that for you. No offense to, again, I think there may be some in the room, so I'm going to keep quiet. Was this the one I want to do? Yes. So let's say, I don't know, because we're in this region, can't spell fruit, picker manager, is that even a job? Maybe. And then because I don't want to go out and actually find a job description, it will come up with one. There we go, obviously in caller name, blah, blah, blah. Super. Yep, looks like the right kind of skills. Great. What are the actual job description requirements? These are the things you've got to be able to do. Great, means you can speed up doing your blah, blah, blah. And then what I'm going to do is actually pull up my LinkedIn profile, which is here. Not the profile, but the PDF of the profile. He says, hopefully. Yes. I would just copy and paste all of that and call it my CV, and then put that in here. Again, because this is a prototype. And then it will create a summary of my CV. So again, this is what, this will then give you that summary of the stuff. I can see the recruitment consultants now going, oh, what the hell? And then, okay, do I have relevant experience? I hope I don't. Mismatch, phew, there's a mismatch in skills and responsibilities. That is good. And so then it thanks you for my interest. While we were impressed with your experience and nothing to do with fruit, I have a lack of relevant experience. That's good. Super. And then if you really wanted to have some fun, there's also a pathway where they were good, and then it will generate a mock interview, and then you can kind of go through that whole process. But again, these are the types of things that I did this demo to some recruitment event, and then I found that there was 200 people using the prototype in their daily jobs to actually do this stuff. But it's good. I mean, it proves that it's kind of valuable. What else? Any other of these float your boat? If not, we'll move on to the next stuff, which is fine. Accounts receivable? Sure. So in this one, chasing money is problematic when economy goes down. Also, people don't like chasing money. So a couple of things in here you can put in. I'm going to say Justin Flitter Inc. Inc. owes $1 million. Invoices 6 months.
Must mean someone paid me 3.
Overdue. Very important customer. Okay, so then it's going to mock an email from the finance team to the account manager, because you want to know what's going on with this customer. If you're a salesperson, Tom's gone, I was going to throw him under the bus. Tom doesn't like updating the CRM. No salesperson likes updating the CRM. So trying to automate the conversation between the finance team and the commercial team. Hey, what's going on with this? The account manager says, yep, there's stuff happening. We want to try and escalate it. And then here's a call script for the person that doesn't typically like to do accounts receivable but wants some help writing an email, calling the person. I had a meeting with a top 4 accounting firm. What week are we in? What day are we? I got no, last week. And they're like, the thing that the partners at the firm hate doing the most is calling to get paid. Lawyers, you're also terrible at that. Not that I want you to chase my bill. So here's then an email to the customer saying what's going on, a mock email reply, and then an escalation email to go, hey, that's not good enough. Can we please negotiate payment terms, so on and so forth. So again, this is a prototype, but turning this from prototype into reality is a very small step, right? Connecting it into Xero, connecting it into, say, Teams to communicate with your sales team, to be able to connect it into your Outlook to draft the email, to then connect it to send a text message to go, hey, Mr. Customer, I've just sent you an email. Can you please read your emails about me chasing you money? All of that kind of stuff now is really not far away. So super exciting. Right, next part of prototype sharing. Done that bit. So the next piece is our Numa platform. This is the first time I've talked about it in public, so please don't be mean. It's baked onto the AWS Q fundamental technology underneath, and so it connects out of the box to Office 365, Google Workspace, Atlassian, Slack, Teams. We're building apps that kind of go into it, so therefore you can get started. You don't have that cold start problem, like you do with Copilot or some of the others, where you're like, what do we do with this stuff? Like, how do we get the value from it? And so that's what we're bringing to market. So I'll just do a couple of video demos that hopefully won't be as screwed up as Tom's. So this is the version of accounts receivable that we kind of just saw. So instead of uploading documents, you would connect to your accounting platform. It would extract out all the information. It would also then pull off the historical data from your accounts platform, rather than saying, hey, account manager, are they important? You would know that they're important from how long you've been doing business with them, the size of the invoices that you've been paying. Then based on all that information, it gives you some negotiation recommendations. And then this one just goes into draft the emails rather than also generating a call script. But the next step for this is just to connect into Xero if you're on Xero, and then you'd be off to the races, very, very quickly. So that's the accounts receivable one. Oh, maybe I'm going to get screwed up. No. So this one is a compliance checker. Again, caveats. Oh, crap. Caveats. This is not legally binding in any way. Do not take this as legal advice. Thank you. So this one, you upload your employee handbook, which you may or may not have. You may need AI to create your employee handbook if you don't have one. Upload that. It then pulls out all the key information. It then checks against the New Zealand public information, so all of the government information, all of the various bodies that you may be regulated by. And this one has pulled out a gap in the Employment Relations Act. I think it was updated in 2003, updated in 2023 to say actually your employee handbook doesn't actually meet the regs, and gives you some recommendations on how to improve it, and then a whole bunch of other recommendations on how to be more compliant over time. So again, connected into your data, as kind of Tom's outlined, is very straightforward. Either you connect into certain folders within OneDrive or SharePoint, or you put stuff into a specific folder, so you haven't got to do the whole thing. I did actually just this morning, when the whole our data is a mess situation occurs, we've got the team to start doing R&D on a AI librarian assistant, so then we can actually solve the problem in order to be able to use the data. So then finally, and this is what we kind of have in market now, is autonomous AI assistants. Yes, I'd use the word assistant, not agent, which is good. And so we have a whole team of these on the way. The first one we have is Archie, who's in finance, kind of helping with cash flow. But these are kind of more high trust, right? These are working autonomously, so they're connected into your email, connected into your Xero, processing documents, kind of doing stuff without your intervention. And so this is the kind of world that we want to be able to get to. The accounts payable we have live now, it's conversational, so you can ask Archie to do stuff. We'll send you emails backwards and forwards on vendor approvals. We'll do all of these things autonomously. We'll check to make sure the bank details are the same on one invoice to another. So it's not a fraudulent bank, kind of bank fraud kind of scenario, which is increasing. We'll update your Xero contacts to make sure everything's kind of up and running. The thing that we're building now, kind of from prototype getting into, is the accounts receivable, where, I don't know about you, I ignore Xero reminders now for payments. Most people do. If it's kind of non-personalized, machine-created, it's just like ignore until somebody picks up the phone. And so that's what's going to continue to happen. And so getting better communications, better reminders, the ability to negotiate is what we're working on now. I'll just show you a quick, he says, hopefully, yep, just a quick video, and I will skip through the various parts of this. So what our kind of view is, like I mentioned earlier, you don't want to have a SaaS platform for every little problem that you want to solve. You want AI to be in the systems where you do work already. Right? You want it to come in and help you do more without you having to do more somewhere else. And so once you've got a secure connection into Outlook or Gmail, and you've gone through the Xero OAuth, so it's authenticated connection, then Archie is in the inbox, understands what's an invoice and what's not. So you're gonna, in the accounts inbox, you don't just get invoices, obviously. You get remittances, you get statements, you get questions, you get spam, you get people trying to sell you stuff. And so as you kind of have in that inbox, the AI triages all of that, understands then what's in those attachments, what's actually an invoice versus what's the footer that accidentally became an image for some strange reason. What is a statement, so on and so forth. And so then picks up all that information and gets it all the way through to 0. It's the bottom one's the video, is it? Oh, that's just going to be super annoying. Come on, okay, click the next button and then we'll be it. Cool, and pulls out all of the line items, all the tax, and we're just working on automatic account coding, so kind of does all of that stuff. And so that's where we think kind of autonomous AI assistance needs to get to is, this is more of a fixed process. It still has the ability to deal with some ambiguity, but just takes on all of the manual work. So at this stage, you still need a human. You still want a human to check the quality of the data before it gets sent for payment, but that's all the human now has to do. No more tippy-tappy data entry, just do the quality control at the end. So, and it's kind of like the BIC razor. So good that even accountants want to hire him, but that kind of fell a bit flat. So in case you need all that stuff, again, we'll send it around. Ways to kind of get ready, get going. Already talked about the special code. So again, if you want to demo Numa, which is the platform I showed with the kind of tooling in it, then please go to the website. And thanks to our wonderful friends at AWS. For those that have come to the Roadshow, the deployment and configuration of the Numa platform will be nearly all funded by AWS, so long as you get in quickly, because they don't allow us to give away unlimited money, despite the fact they pretty much print money at Amazon. They don't give it all to me to give away. Hey, Tom. They give away free swag, though, so they could give away more money. So yeah, if you want to kind of get on that journey, then AWS are funding the deployment and configuration of that. That's me done, Justin.